Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Natasha from Yarn Over with Natasha. I am a full-time crochet content creator and amigurumi pattern designer. So in today's video, we're going to work in a circle. So the past few videos that I've showed you how to work in the chain and do a slip stitch and work from row to row. But in a circle, it's quite a different ball game. Not a lot of people understand it and not sure how to increase the circle to make it nice and flat and even. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to do that. And if you are done watching this video, you will be able to make one of these and read the patterns, because I'm going to explain the patterns in the section where we go on the circle. We make the circle. I'm going to explain the pattern a little bit of how people write their patterns so that you can make one of these. So working in a circle is a little bit different than working in rows, because in the rows you already put the amount of stitches that you need onto your row and you keep that amount. The decreases and increases in row are minimal. You don't really get that. So most of the time it's just a blanket that's a straight line, or you do a cardigan and it's 4 straight blocks. You don't increase, decrease. Some of them do, like the scarf, you do increase, but it's not so obvious, or it's mostly on the corners instead of evenly in the round. So in the round, to make the circle nice and flat, you need to separate the increases, and you need to increase in every single round. Otherwise you're going to get a bucket, or you're going to get this big floppy swirly thing if you make too many increases in a stitch. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And so yeah, let's go, and I'm going to show you how to work in a circle. So in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do the magic ring, and I'm going to show you how to do the chain 2 to start your circle. We're going to work in the magic ring, explaining all the stitches. So the chain 2 is exactly the same as a magic ring, but I'm going to do all the examples with the magic ring, and you can choose afterwards if you want to do that with the magic ring or you want to do it with the chain 2. The process of making the stitches are exactly the same. It's just going to be a little bit different starting the circle. In today's video tutorial, I'm using Kismet 50/50. It's 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. It's a DK yarn, and you're using a 4mm hook on this. If you want to purchase some of this yarn and you're living in South Africa, you can get it at the wool shop, and you can use my code YARNOVER for a 5% discount. So I do have a couple of videos of making the magic circle, but I'm going to do this in this video also, so everything is together. So what you do with a magic circle is you're going to take your yarn tail, you're going to put it onto your index and middle finger, you're going to wrap it around your 2 fingers with a little cross at the bottom, so your palm is showing towards you. You make a little cross, you turn your hand around as you make the cross, and now you're facing the top of your head. You're going to face, your nail bed is going to face towards you. You're going to take your crochet hook, you're going to point the nose downwards, you're going to put it in between your fingers under that first loop, over the second loop. You're going to pull it through, and now with this is like one motion. You're going to pull it through, and as you pull it through, you're going to flip your hands over. You're going to remove your fingers from the circle. You're going to hold on to it. Hold onto the circle with your thumb and index finger from your hook hand. And now you're going to take your working yarn and you're going to make your first slip stitch. So you're just going to yarn over and pull through to secure that circle. And this is what a magic ring looks like. This is the method I do. There are different methods how people do this magic ring. Some of them even started with a slip stitch, but I prefer to do this method, and you can just Google some other methods. So there are other methods to do a magic circle, but this is how I do mine. So for the chain 2, it is, you're going to start with a slip stitch. You're going to start a slip stitch on your finger, and then you're going to chain 2. And now this is going to be your circle, the second chain from the hook. So you're not going to work in this chain. The one that you move, you can move the yarn back and forth in that chain. You're not going to work into that chain. You're going to work into the second chain. So what you're going to do, if you start your first stitches, it's usually going to be 6 single crochets. Then you're going to go into that stitch there, and you're going to make your first single crochet stitch. And you're going to continue working the single crochet stitches within that circle and then in that stitch, and you're going to pull it tight. If you're going to do a half double crochet over double crochet, you're going to still insert your hook into that. you're going to make a slip stitch, a single crochet stitch, and you're going to chain the amount that you need to start your next round. So when you start your first round of single crochets, then usually the pattern tells you to single crochet 6 or 5 or 8, or depending on what the pattern says. So what the pattern requires, but we're going to work with 6 single crochets today. So we're going to make 6 single crochets within this magic ring. So what you're going to do is you're going to place your hook under the circle and the yarn tail. You're going to pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through. That is 1 single crochet. We're going to do 5 more. So we have 6 single crochets on our circle. We're going to take the yarn tail and we're going to pull it tight. And there we have our circle. So as you look at your circle from above, where you need to start with your next single crochet, you're going to see there's this little tiny loop on the side. This is the slip stitch that you made to secure your magic ring. You're not going to work into that slip stitch. So this one you're going to ignore. There's a little loopy, you will see the little loop. You're going to work into those stitches. Now to increase your circle, we need to do an increase. So to make your circle bigger, we need to do an increase. So making an increase means that you need to place 2 stitches within 1. That is an increase. That stands for INC, is increase. So what you're going to do is you're going to do 2 single crochets within that 1 stitch. So that is 1 single crochet we're doing now. And then you're going to go into that same loops. You're going to go into that same stitch. And you're going to make another single crochet, and there you have made an increase. So make this circle bigger, you need to make an increase in each stitch. So where you had 6 stitches, you're going to end up with 12. So we're just going to make the 12 stitches. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there we have 12 single crochets on our circle. So now our circle is a little bit bigger. For the second round, we're not going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch because that's going to make the pattern or the circle frill. So it's going to have like little loops and it's going to be all wobbly on the side. So you're not going to have these nice flat rounds. You're going to have like a wave going around, and that's when you have too many stitches, too many increases on your circle. So what we're going to do now, we're going to evenly spread this increases with placing a single crochet stitch in between each one. So we're going to do a single crochet increase, so that the circle can evenly go wider and stay flat. Usually with the 2 rounds, I just count them, but now we're going to start using a stitch marker because the bigger the circle, the harder it would get to count it. So we're going to place a stitch marker. We're going to do our first stitch for our second round. It's going to be a single crochet stitch. And we're going to take a stitch marker and we're going to mark that one as stitch 1 of your round. So that is now stitch 1, and this is now your last stitch of your round. So you're going to end here, and then you're going to have the next amount of stitches when you end here. So to evenly spread the increases, we're going to do a single crochet in between. So it's a single crochet and increase. So 2 single crochets within that increase, and then 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and you're just going to continue keeping this method. So this is where the pattern writing comes in. When a pattern designer tells you to single crochet 1 increase times 6, that means you are going to repeat that method 6 times. So the 1 single crochet increase in this circle, you need to repeat it 6 times. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you are going to do this, repeat this method 6 times. Round, we're going to remove the stitch marker. We're going to do 1 single crochet, and we're going to place the stitch marker back. And now to evenly spread that increases again, we're going to increase the single crochet stitches within between the increases. So where we did a 1 single crochet increase in the previous round, we're now going to do 2 single crochet stitches. And the third stitch is going to be an increase. And you're going to repeat this 6 times around till you've reached the end of your round. And that is when the designers in the pattern say, like I've mentioned, they say tell you to single crochet 3, increase times 6, or they put a little star, they put symbol in times 6, or they put a little star times 6. But that is how the pattern is written, and that is how you follow the pattern. With each round, you're going to increase. So the next round is going to be 3 single crochets with an increase next to it. So it's going to be 3 single crochets between each and every increase that you do in your round. The next round is going to be 4 single crochet increase, and you're going to continue this method till you have reached the end of your round, or how big you want your circle to be. For the next few clips, I'm going to show you how to do the half double crochet, and treble within a magic circle. So I'm going to do each one in each round just to show an example of how to start them. So with a half double crochet, if you start with it, you're going to do the chain. You're going to chain an extra one to make a little bit of a height, to build height into your stitches. And then you're going to do exactly the same as you did with the single crochets. You're going to do a half double crochet within this magic circle. In my previous video, I do show you how to make a half double crochet. So we're going to do 6 of them. But what you want to do is when you start that chain, you want to place a stitch marker in that chain so that you know where to do the slip stitch when you start your new round. So that there's a slip stitch. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the slip stitch at the beginning of the round doesn't count. So what you're going to do now is you're going to remove that stitch marker. You're going to place your hook into that stitch, and then you're going to do a slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 2 again. You're going to insert your stitch marker into that last chain, and then you're going to continue with the round. So with a double crochet, we're going to do 3 chains at the beginning of the round. So we're going to make an extra chain that is for double crochet. We're going to insert the hook, the stitch marker into that last chain, and we're going to do a double crochet into the next stitch. And you're just going to follow the pattern what it requires. And when you reach that last stitch, you're going to do a slip stitch at the top. And for a triple crochet, you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to do, just put your stitch marker again there in that last chain. And you're going to do a triple crochet on the first stitch of your circle. And that is how you just increase and work in a circle. And that is it for today's video. I really hope it was helpful and that you've learned something new. Remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I upload a new video every single week teaching you how to crochet.